Music of China by Saskia Blackburn, Daniel Kim, Min-Jae Cho.
Traditional classical music refers to art music or sophisticated music. It was more associated with the elite group in China. It often had thematic, poetic, or philosophical associations and was typically played solo. It was intimately linked to poetry and to various forms of lyric drama and was more or less poetry without words. Most well-educated people and monks play traditional classical music for meditation and soul purification.
Traditional music in China is played on solo instruments or in small ensembles of plucked and bowed string instruments, flutes, and various cymbals, gongs, and drums. Most Chinese traditional music is based on the five-tone, or pentatonic, scale, but the seven-tone, or heptatonic scale is also used, often as an expansion of basically pentatonic chords. Bamboo pipes and chin are among the oldest known musical instruments from China. Instruments are traditionally divided into categories based on the material of composition: animal skins, gourd, bamboo, wood, silk, earth clay, metal, and stone. Chinese orchestras traditionally consist of bowed strings, woodwinds, plucked strings, and percussion. Spring Moonlight on the Flowers by the River is one of the most famous Chinese traditional music works. It had been popular among ordinary people before the year 1875 and has become one of the masterpieces in the treasury of Chinese classical music. It was originally named as Pipa Tuned Flutes and Drums at Dusk and was adapted by Liu Yaozhang, a member of Shanghai's Datong Music Conservatory, and renamed as Spring Moonlight on the Flowers by the River in 1930. After the polishing of famous musicians for several decades, the music is gaining its perfection and loved by the people. With the instruments of pipa and juzang, the melodious rhythm vividly pictures a charming and silent night on the south of Yangtze River. The music can be generally divided into 9 parts.
And here is Night of Flowers and Moonlight.
The pipa, or the Chinese lute, is a traditional classic instrument used in classical music from China. The pipa is one of the most popular instruments in China and has been played for nearly 2,000 years. The instrument resembles a lute, however contains only 4 strings. The instrument was developed during the Han Dynasty. Guzheng, also known as the Chinese harp, is a string instrument which is part of the zither family. Many instruments from other Asian countries have versions of the guzheng. There are several different ways to play the guzheng. One way is to pluck at the strings, which vary from 16 to 18, using both hands, and also moving a movable bridge. Another way is to pluck at the strings using your left hand and using the right hand.
The intro has a background of musical harmony, and then a pipa is plucked faster and faster, giving out drumbeat-like notes. At the same time, deft fingering on a vertical bamboo flute produces the melody. The contrast between the two instruments, one producing pellet-like short notes by twanging, and the other producing long drawn-out notes, conjures up a picture of a river in springtime. The technique, often used in folk music, of phrases repeated over and over and seemingly chasing one another, gives a vivid impression of ripples on water.
Form and medium of the piece. The music is split into 5 sections relating to specific sceneries. These sceneries range from spring, river, flowers, the month, and nightlife. These different types of sceneries incorporate a feeling to express the setting of a moonlit spring river, as the title says. This piece is an instrumental duet between the guzheng and pipa.
Thank you very much for your attention and listening to our presentation.